So Kenneth Lawrence, which, if I remember well, was the former MIT entrepreneurship head of MIT. I might have quoted that wrong, I hope not. He came to give it was more than a lecture, it was a bit of a speech, right? A bit of an inspirational session. It was not meant for students, it was meant for professionals, right? It was not in a big auditorium, like 300 people. But what happened was that students, we had free passes to these sessions. Most people didn't know or didn't use them. And I did try to take advantage of them, and I thought they were incredibly useful. So I went there. You can imagine like a full room of like people in a suit and ties and all that stuff that I still don't wear, by the way. And I'm there with my t-shirt and my shorts, and he's just talking about all the, networking and doing business and like being entrepreneurial and whatnot. And I'm thinking all the time, what is this network they're talking about? Like, I didn't have no network, right? And my network was my friends that I had fun in the weekend with. And I actually got the courage after practicing the questions several times in my head. It's like, I'm gonna stand up and ask. Because otherwise, without this network thing, I can't do anything he says. So I go there and say, hey, you talk about all this networking, this network, but when you don't have a network, what do you do? And then he pauses for a second. I guess it was one of the weirdest questions he ever got, because professionals don't usually ask that, right? But I was so naive and so innocent anyway. And he looks at the whole room, this is 300-400 people, professionals, and says, who wants to meet this guy after the talk? And I was like, what? Like, I still get chills thinking about it, right? And then, of course, a lot of people just raised their hand. And I looked, and I was so nervous, so excited, so pumped, and I was extremely inspired, right? Because the guy had just said, listen, it's up to you, right? And he said, if you don't meet, like, I don't know how many he said, like 5-10 people after the talk, it's because you didn't want to, because these people want to meet you. And I went there and I did talk to everyone and I got cards. And most importantly, I got this sense that it's up to me, right? That if you want to do something, just go and get it.